Hermes is a brand I've long admired. I have been curious about the brand for a long time and finally decided to take the plunge. How does this luxury fashion house brand perform? You know, are they just dipping their toes into makeup because everybody else is, or are these really good quality products? And I'm quite surprised at my thoughts on this brand. I've got the blush, I've got the bronzer, I've got the eyeshadow palette, and every lipstick formula that they offer. This is a spoiler of the look that we came up with. If you'd like to see how I got this look and hear my thoughts in real time, I had not opened, swatched, touched, even looked at any of these products until the filming of this video. So if you want my real, raw, honest reactions to these products, stay right there. I swear, every time I wear like a dark shirt on camera, you can see lint and things that are not visible to like the naked eye. Right now, I don't see anything on my shirt, but I'm sure when I watch this footage back, I'm going to be like, look at all the lint. How could you not see that? But like, you can't. I can't see any. So hopefully you aren't seeing any. I picked up some things from Hermes. I have never tried anything from the brand, and I'm really excited to see what this brand is all about. The first thing I picked up is the Hermès Plein Trio. It is a bronzer. I got mine in the shade Atlas. I haven't even opened these, so I'm very excited to see the packaging. This is the only thing I've ever owned from Hermes, and probably the only thing I ever will own is cosmetics. Look how pretty. I'm sure you guys have seen this. I mean, this is pretty much an iconic box. It's the first one that I've ever owned. Open it up, and here is the bronzer. Here's the packaging. It is just plastic. It doesn't feel particularly expensive. Let me see if I can open her up. There is the shade. This is the shade Atlas. Got the little plastic cover off. So that's pretty. There is a scent. It smells like sunscreen, which is very, very unusual. The print on here is so beautiful that I just hate to ruin it by swatching it, but that's what we're here for, right? We're here to look at these products. There are the three shades. They are kind of different. The H in the middle definitely is darker than the other shades. So I tried to build those shades up a little bit so you can see, the differences and the tones. It is very warm. Oh my gosh. And can you see this line on my face right here? I hope it's not showing up in the video. I slipped on one of the Medicube masks, and I guess in the middle of the night it folded up. And so now I have this like imprint down the side of my face. So you'll have to probably overlook that in order to get a sense of what the bronzer looks like. So that is like quite possibly the softest bronzer powder I have ever felt. I'm just kind of, going in and mixing them all together. So the shade is very yellowy, you know what I mean? It's got more of a golden base, which works for me because I have more of a golden base, and this is kind of what color I would turn in the summer, is like a golden bronze, not a red bronze. This shade is really, really good for me and my skin tone. I don't know if it would work on everybody though, because it is so gold. Like, can you see the line? I hope you can't see that line on my face. It is so gold compared to a lot of bronzers. It kind of reminds me of the Victoria Beckham. The Victoria Beckham is kind of hard to swatch. So that is the deeper shade in the Victoria Beckham. That is the lighter shade. So oddly enough, comparing these powders, like touching them back to back, swatching them, seeing the textures that they leave on my hand, the Victoria Beckham feels very dry by comparison. That is wild to me because I thought up to now it was the creamiest bronzer that I owned. The shades are not the same. I was thinking that they were the same. They're not. Comparatively, it looks like it almost has some pink in it. These are the Hermes shades right here. Like, they are very golden bronze. This is kind of a pinky neutral bronze comparatively. On the face, I would have never thought that about the Victoria Beckham, but once you get it up against the Hermes, which is a very golden bronzer, you can really see the difference. However, I will say the difference in the texture of these powders is night and day. The Hermes powders feel so much creamier and silkier to the touch. It absolutely doesn't look like a makeup product on my skin. It just looks like skin. It's so smooth. I'm impressed by this. Let me tell you, I don't go into buying luxury makeup thinking that it's going to be good just because it's luxury, because a lot of luxury makeup to me is not good. Like, you know, it's overhyped. You're paying for the name. I get that. And in this case, I'm like, I'm paying for the packaging. However, this being the first Hermes product I have ever put on my face, I'm impressed. I'm impressed so far. Okay, so we have more. Let's keep going. It can't all be good, right? Ali. Okay, Ali. Okay, so I just Googled how to pronounce this. If you heard my phone. My French is terrible. I have no conception of French. This is the Hermès Plein Air Trio in Rose Ali. Okay. This is a limited edition shade. I had to order this from Harrods. I was not able to find it anywhere in the US. It's either sold out or it hasn't come out yet. I'm not sure exactly what the situation is. Once again, the beautiful Hermes box. Like, this box is really nice. I mean, it's very nice for a complexion product, for like a makeup product to come in this slide through box, right? This is the exact same packaging as the bronzer. It's nice. Like, it's not as heavy as I expected it would be for the price. Rose Ale limited edition. It looks gorgeous. You get so much product in here too. So much in the bronzer too. You get 0.63 ounces. You get 0.63 ounces in this. This is going to last a lifetime. So pretty. I'm sorry. This is the first time I'm like looking at it face to face and not through the monitor. It's so pretty. Like, I hate touching them because it's just going to ruin it. Wow, wow. These are gorgeous. So that is the blush trio swatch. Now, I don't really see a way that you could use these separately. It's kind of like the Chanel blush trios. I'm going to try to get these as close to true representations of these colors as possible. I think it would work as at least a highlight on very deep skin because it does have some sheen to these colors. I think they're meant to be like an all over face color. Like, this is not labeled as a blush. This is labeled as a silky iridescent powder. So on me, it's going to be a blush, but I don't think that that is how they are marketing this. It's like a limited edition all over. You know, do what you want with it. We're going to use it as a blush. I'm trying to get all three colors. It is very powdery, but the powders are so silky smooth. Now, I don't like to rub my blushes. I like to tap them. Okay, so that is the blush on one cheek and not the other. It smells the same as the bronzer. To me, it smells like sunscreen. I know that's not the scent. It's very pretty on the skin. It's very glowy. I mean, you clearly don't need a highlight with this. You know what I mean? This is enough. I don't feel like I need any kind of additional glow or highlight. It's very glowy. It could be the sheen, the reflective properties of it, but it is not as smoothing as the bronzer. However, it's still gorgeous. I mean, it really is a beautiful shade. And I think it's a versatile shade. So that looks lovely. I mean, the blush is gorgeous. Not the blush. On me, it's a blush. Do think it would make an absolutely gorgeous highlight because it is very reflective. We're going to leave that there for now, and we are going to move on to the next product. I got the eyeshadow palette in the shade Ombres. The one with the blue in it. I really wanted a blue. So once again, this cute little slide through package. Oh, this one has a pouch. Okay, that's nice. Here's the eyeshadow palette. It is quite small. So here is the limited edition all over face powder. And here is the eyeshadow palette. It is tiny, tiny. And this is the most expensive thing that I purchased from Hermes. The packaging is fine. It is plastic. Let's see here. Ooh, a little plastic cover just fell, but these are the shades. They're lovely. They really are lovely. Now, I have to say, when this was first released, the arrangement of the shadows in here make me crazy. It's so unappealing to me to have different shaped pans inside of a palette. I don't like it. There's something about it that is not satisfying to me. It does not please me. This does not relax my brain. This does the opposite of relax my brain. I don't know. I'm that type of person where, like, if I see an eyeshadow palette with different size pans, or the arrangement is not like perfectly symmetrical, I have no interest in the palette. I don't care how good it is. It's just how my brain works. And that is honestly how I felt about Hermes eyeshadows. I had no desire to try them, but I want to try them because I recently tried the Prada eyeshadows. These are way more than the Prada eyeshadows. I just wanted to see what the quality was like. This is not a eyeshadow palette that I can see myself picking up multiples, of this because of this layout. I don't like it. I know that sounds dramatic. It's just how my mind works. I'm sorry. The blushes are the same way, like the actual Hermes blushes. They're not aligned in the pan. I'll try to pop a picture up here, but they're not perfectly centered. Why? I don't know. Let's get into these eyeshadows. I'm going to do an eye look first, and then we'll get some swatches. I have not even touched these. I will say they're very tiny. Like, they're so much smaller than I was anticipating. Like, you can see my finger. I have small hands. You can see my finger compared to the pan, like tiny. So whatever though, they could be the most amazing eyeshadows I have ever put on my face. I'm going to start with the brown, and I'm just going to pop it into the crease. That is a very, very smooth, easy to work with shade. So I also liked this palette because I like the idea of blue eyeshadow, but I don't need a whole palette of them. I kind of went back and forth with this palette and the new Charlotte Tilbury, but like, I don't need an entire palette of blues because it's not something that I see myself wearing often enough to require an entire palette, but I do want to play around with blues. This seemed like a logical choice. Plus, I could try the eyeshadows and see if the formula is amazing. It could be amazing. We're going to go in with this bright blue shade. We're just going to put it everywhere. I have not touched these, so I can't tell you how they feel. We're only going off how they perform on the eyes. And the pans are so tiny on these like metallic shades. All right, I am going to smooth this out with my brush. I'm going to go in with the navy just in the outer corner to kind of deepen. Okay, I'm going to take this metallic in the inner corner just to get a feel for what it is like. Ooh, that shade's pretty. Sometimes I'll see like a color like this and it looks so nice and brightening, and then you put it on the eyes and it's like, skin tone shade or something. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take that and I'm going to tap it just in the center of my lid. Kind of like a very, very simple halo eye look without actually doing a halo eye. All right, I'm going to bring the navy up just a little bit into the crease, just so you can see it when my eyes are relaxed. I really, really, really like this. The eyeshadows performed beautifully. This selection of colors works so well together. I'm going to go under the lash line with the navy, the matte navy. We're going to use my Lisa Eldridge Kitten Flick. I'm going to do a little wing. I feel like eye looks on me need to be grounded with a black line, like just a small one. Of Lisa Eldridge, I did order the Betty palette and it is lost. It keeps getting rerouted. Like every day I'm like, is today the day that my palette arrives. No, it's not. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should order another one. Like, I feel like things come out so fast that people just will have moved on by the time I have mine. Nobody's going to care. I mean, I will care because I'm going to wear the heck out of it. But I'm going to go in with a Pradascope mascara. This is a really nice mascara. Like the Hermes mascara, I think is $58. I did not order that. This is $35. I mean, I understand that Prada is not Hermes, but I feel like the Prada mascara is priced very well for a luxury fashion house. And it performs very well. Let me just shut up and do this. I really like that mascara. I might try to add more in a little bit because the eye look is quite dramatic. I love the eyeshadow. Here is a teeny tiny little brush. It came with the eyeshadow. I mean, it's really dinky. I don't know what I would do with it, but you know, it's there. Okay, so I have 3 lipsticks to talk about. I got one of each formula. So I have a satin, a matte, and then one of the new Silky lipsticks. So Silky Shines. Let's start with the satin. Is this the shade? I'm gonna say it wrong. Lipstick packaging is stunning as well. Like these boxes. My goodness, how much did they spend on the packaging? The lipstick comes in a little pouch. I always appreciate that. I mean, I don't know what to do with these little pouches, but like, you know, it's nice. This lipstick feels luxurious. This packaging feels heavy. It feels weighted. So this is a beautiful, beautiful shade. Here is the bullet. Let's just put it on. That shade is so pretty and it is actually perfect with this eye look. And I wanted a shade that I could wear with this eyeshadow palette, right? Like a peachy nude. It feels very comfortable. It's thin. It doesn't feel like a very thick or heavy lipstick formula. It feels very, very nice. So let's get into the next lipstick. I also got a matte and I got it in this shade. I don't want to mispronounce the shade names, so I'm just kind of showing them here. And I will, of course, put them in the description box. But this is the matte shade that I bought. Slide through packaging. Let's see. And it also has a little pouch. Kind of looks similar to what I have. Let's see. Yeah, it does. I'll get swatches, but they do kind of look similar. Here's the matte shade. Has a little Hermes imprint on the bullet. Really, really pretty. Let's go in with the matte. Man, I hate to ruin a new lipstick bullet, don't you? Oh, that's, wow. Okay. That feels so nice. And this is such a pretty color. It's got some peach in it. It's quite warm and it's got some orange, but it's like a muted wearable orange. That's a gorgeous shade. And this matte, it's not looking matte and it's not feeling matte. Kind of feels like a satin and it kind of looks like a satin. Can you see that? Like there's some shine there. Really pretty. I'm not disappointed. This is another shade that I think can work with this eye look, right? It's really, really pretty. Very, very happy with that. And it's so comfortable. It's a little bit deeper than the satin. They're quite similar. They're like in the same family. One's just kind of a deeper version of the other, which is totally fine with me because these are exactly the kind of shades that I like. The lighter one is the satin. This is the matte. Here are those shade names. Gorgeous colors, gorgeous, wearable, comfortable colors. The last formula that we have is the new Silky Shine. This is the Silky Lipstick Shine Sheer color. I have it in this shade, which is a sheer red. Let's open her up. Put her on the lips. We got the little slide through case. Oh, different color pack. Whoa, what? The little canvas baggie is different on this one. This one's red. And this one is beige. This is also a taller and slimmer lipstick. So those are the bullets. Feels nice and heavy, just like the other ones. And this is that shade. I had to have a red. I had to have a red. This is like a sheer red. Now, it's going to look crazy with my blue eyeshadow, but I mean, it's a sheer red. Kind of pulls a little more orange, which I would rather it pull more orange, more warm red than cool red, more berry. I don't like reds that pool very, very cool. They're just not as flattering on me as a warm red. So I do like that this one is quite warm. It's quite like an orange leaning red, my preference. And I was hoping that it would be that. That's why I got this red instead of they have another red. It's a cool red. This is the warm red. It is very shiny and it's sheer, which I knew, but looking at some of the swatches of the other ones, they almost seem to not show up. I wanted a color that was going to show, especially for the price. I needed it to like be something that I can see, and this nails it. I would not wear this lip with this eye look in reality. It's a little too much, but for the sake of trying it on in this video, I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so here are swatches of all three lip colors, all three formulas. I've got the satin, the matte, and the silky sheer. Now, as you can see, the matte in the middle, it doesn't really look matte. Like it's not reading matte. I'm totally fine with that. If it had been super matte, I would have put a gloss on it anyway. I'm going to wipe this lip off and put on one that is a little more suited to this eye. And then we're going to talk about these products. Okay, so I put back on the satin shade. I really, really like this lipstick. I like the feel of it. I like the color. I love everything about it. So the scent is hard for me to narrow down. It's like a perfumey scent. To me, it does not smell the same as the powder products. All right, so let's talk about Hermès Beauty. The experience of opening the packaging and unboxing everything it did feel quite luxurious, as it should. But I do want to say that, a lot of times when you're paying for things from these luxury fashion houses, you are paying for the experience. And having said that, the experience here at Hermes is one of the best. It's one of the nicest of the luxury fashion houses. Chanel too. Chanel really provides a luxury experience too, like ordering from Chanel or shopping in the boutique. The Hermes packaging from start to finish really does give you a luxury experience, and it makes it feel a little more worth the money. Now, worth the money. I don't think any of us are buying luxury makeup for the value. The value is not there. You're not buying these things because they're a good deal. However, in the Hermes line, you do get a lot of product for your money. The bronzer is about twice the size of a normal bronzer from your regular high-end makeup brand. So you kind of have to take that into account, right? You're getting a ton of product in here. And yes, it is expensive, but I almost want to say the value is there because of how much you get. You get 0.63 ounces. That is easily double the size of a normal bronzer, maybe even like 3 times the size of some. And the actual product inside, the powder in this bronzer, is so creamy and luxurious and like it melts into the skin. This was probably the nicest bronzer that I have put on my face, powder bronzer. Up to now, I would have given that distinction to the Victoria Beckham bronzer because this was the most luxurious bronzer that I had ever put on my face until this one. There is something special about this one. Now, this bronzer does have talc in it. This one doesn't. This is clean beauty. This is a refillable packaging. This is also refillable. It does have a scent. It is not a strong scent. It's not nearly as strong as a Chanel scent or a Dior scent. It's very faint, and to me, it smells of sunscreen. I know that's not what it's meant to smell like. It's a powdery sunscreen scent to me. It's pleasant. It's not the typical cloying sunscreen scent. It's really not bad. It's not an offensive scent, and this product is refillable, and they do have refills on the Hermes website on Bloomingdale's. Easy to find the refills on this. However, I don't see that you would ever need to refill it. I mean, I feel like this will literally last years. I know it will expire. I think even with daily use, you would not go through this quickly. In this product, as far as value and luxury items go, to me, it's there. To me, it's there in this one. This is a very impressive bronzer. And I even really like the tone. I was afraid that I wouldn't, but I do. It just looks very natural on me. It's like how my skin would look if I were out in the sun and got a tan. Love the bronzer. Absolutely very impressed with the bronzer. Let's move on to the limited edition, the all over face powder. I Googled how to pronounce it. I know I'm saying it wrong, but I'm just going by what I found out here. So this is a stunning powder. It really is absolutely beautiful. The color and the formula is really, really nice. And again, 0.63 ounces compared to a normal blush. If you were going to purchase this and use it as a blush, typical blushes in a Chanel blush, you get this is 0.28, and this is quite a bit for a blush. In the Camellia Futura, you get 0.30 ounces. In this one, you get 0.63 ounces. So it is more than double the size of this one. I can't say it's a good value for your money, but when it comes to the amount of product, like this will last you forever. You get so much product in these compacts. Packaging, while it doesn't feel luxury, I have to say neither does Chanel. Chanel does not feel luxury to me. Most of their powder products do not feel like luxury products to me as far as the packaging goes. And this is refillable. So if you purchase this shade and then next year they come out with a different limited edition shade, you can purchase just the refill and not have to get the compact again. You can refill this compact with a plain powder or a bronzer. You have options in Hermes for refills, and I really do like that. I do appreciate that in any brand, but especially a luxury fashion house. I like that. Now the eyeshadow palette does come in its own little pouch, which is nice. And it does come with the tiny little brush that I showed you, which I cannot find now. It seems to have disappeared. This one I struggle with the most, probably out of all of these products. And it's because, number one, as I said before, the layout, why? Why couldn't they all be squares or all be circles? I would like it so much more if they matched. Am I the only one that is bothered by something like this? I can't be. I cannot be the only one that is bothered by something like this, but I am. Can't see myself purchasing more of these palettes. I'm very happy to have this one because I wanted a blue color story, but I didn't need an entire palette of blues, right? This is my first time touching these with my fingers. That shade right there feels so incredibly creamy. This one is a little thinner, the blue. Interesting, right? Like you put something on your eyes and then actually feeling it with your fingers can kind of tell you a lot. This is the color story. Here's the eyeshadow palette swatch. This is the matte. This one is so incredibly creamy. It almost feels like a cream. This is the bright blue and this is the navy. Now the navy looks kind of patchy swatched. Blues do to me. Most of the time, dark blues to me will look quite patchy, even on the eyes. And what you get in here is 0.10 ounces or 3 grams. So you don't get very much product in this eyeshadow palette at all, comparatively. In the face powders, you get so much product. I mean, this is an eyeshadow. You obviously will use less, but even in terms of eyeshadow palettes, this is not very much at all. In the Chanel, you only get 0.07 in the Chanel Utopia. Wow, look at that poor palette. I have wrecked it. I love this thing. It is 0.07, so it's less, but it's also $75. In the Prada, you get 0.21. You get more than twice as much product as you get in the Hermes. These are tiny. And this is $80 and this is $109. The Chanel, you get less, but this is a $75 eyeshadow palette, and this is, again, $109. In the Victoria Beckham Beauty, you get 0.24 ounces, so you get more than twice the amount of this. You get more in this than you get in the Prada palette. This is $75. I paid $80 for the Prada. However, this is a luxury fashion house and this is luxury clean beauty, I would call it. It's still luxury, but it's not one of the major fashion houses, right? It's hard to speak about value in the luxury beauty space. It's always in the back of my mind. And to me, it's so much for what you get. No value in this palette. You're not buying this eyeshadow palette or quad for the value. You're buying it for these formulas, for this look, for the name. So let's talk performance, because that's really ultimately what is important to me when it comes to all makeup. And these perform very, very well. I had 0 issues with any of the shades. Not a single one of these shades gave me any problems. A deep navy is usually the most problematic color for me that I've ever worked with in any eyeshadow formula, and it performed very, very well. It looks quite patchy on my hand here, not gonna lie. It's not swatching the best. However, I did use my pinky to swatch it. My pinky is my worst swatching finger just because I don't have as much control of it as I do the other fingers. Whatever. Do you guys have that experience? Do you ever swatch something with your pinky and you're like, oh, that looks terrible? The other shades perform beautifully, and I do like the color story. I like that you have these two colors right here that aren't anywhere near blue. To me, they make this a very wearable eye look. This shade right here is stunning. It's a stunning inner corner highlight. It would be beautiful all over the lid. You could really even do just these two shades and have a complete eye look. You could just do this shade and have a complete eye look. So you do have options in here, despite there only being 4 shades. I feel like you have more options in this palette than you do in this palette. And this is a beautiful palette. It is my favorite smoky eye palette, but that's really all you can get out of this is a smoky eye. However, you can mix and match. You can always mix and match your eyeshadows. You're not stuck with just doing one palette. If Hermes has a color story that appeals to you and you can get past this arrangement, this asymmetrical arrangement of shadows, I think that the quality is there. I think the quality is fantastic. Truly. I truly do. All right, let's move on to the lipsticks. I feel like lip products are kind of the backbone of so many brands, you know. Prada, Chanel, Gucci, Guerlain, Givenchy, lip products are where it's at. And I have to say, I'm impressed with all 3 of these formulas from Hermes. I'm probably most impressed with honestly, the matte formula, just because it's such a comfortable matte. It's not super drying. It just feels very comfortable. It's like a satin matte. I wouldn't even call it a matte, but I'm not mad about it. Here are the 3 shades that I have. This is the satin. The center is the silky, and this is the matte. I'm very happy with the colors that I picked. It's kind of hard to see the colors on the Hermes websites, on any of the websites, because the model photos are so kind of dark and moody. It made it difficult for me to select a shade. So when they came in, it was kind of a surprise. This is my first time opening these products and looking at them, and I could not be happier with the shades that I selected. I think that these 3 are like pretty much all I would need as an everyday lip product, because I love a sheer red and I love a warm sheer red. This sheer red is bright enough and vibrant enough that it's like a perfect spring summer color. I see this with a very peachy cheek, a very bronzy face, and a golden bronze eye in the summer. This is like an everyday color for me. I would wear this with anything. Same with the satin. And these are also refillable. I love that Hermes offers refills. So you only have to buy the component once and you can just swap out your shades. You know, you could even swap them out for daily use if you have a couple of refills and you don't want to buy the full packaging. So I really enjoy that about Hermes as a brand as a whole, is that they offer refills. They do offer eyeshadow refills and they are $71. So you only have to buy this palette once. It's so easy to remove. You could even get a few refills and just swap them out, you know, depending on which palette that you're wanting to use. Like, you don't have to buy a bunch of eyeshadow palettes. If you like this formula, you can just get a bunch of refills for $71. I mean, it's still $71 compared to $109. It's not nearly as bad. And the formula is fantastic. I will not be picking up any more of these. I say that. I have no plans to pick up any more of these eyeshadow palettes, but I'm glad I got this one because I have my blues and I can wear blues and not have a big palette. That's what I wanted. I wanted a small, compact selection of blues, and that's what I have in here, and I couldn't be happier. You could wear this one much more vibrant than I have it. I kind of have smoothed over the white on top of it to make it a lighter blue, but you could keep it super vibrant. You have options in here. So I'm thrilled as can be with these products. I'm curious, have you tried anything from Hermes? What are your favorites from the brand? Let me know in the comments. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video and hang out with me today. And I hope that you have a wonderful day, night, week, month, life. And until next time, please take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.